Kota.
I'm Ro.
And we have been at SKaSTA for 4 months. Yeah.
Yeah, we came in December and we're leaving just before April. And we came in, neither of us have any experience going to ashrams.
Or yoga teacher training.
Or yoga teacher training, yeah. We didn't arrive for the yoga teacher training, like it wasn't something we wanted to pursue necessarily. And yet, both of us have been really tickled to learn how to share this system because we both fell in love with the yoga so much. So that was a bonus.
Yeah, there's so much I could speak to, but maybe we'll start with the asana series has been amazing. It's really different from any other kind of yoga I've ever done, and I wasn't sure at first from the intro videos. It was so different that I wasn't sure how to relate to it, but I'm glad I gave it a shot because the meditative aspect has been really profound for me, and especially the ability to take what I'm building in the practice into the rest of my life has been such a direct line that has been amazing, and it's so easily integrated within the rest of the system and the tantric philosophy that it has just been an amazing backbone to my process here. Anything about the asana series?
Yeah, I mean, my favorite thing about the asana series is this combination of how to relax into tension, which I work with trauma and somatics, and for me that's such a huge part of my work and my own personal practice of being with my practices of building resilience. And I feel like the asana system is a easily accessible practice for doing just that, learning how to be with tension, be with your state of being, whatever that is, and relax into it. So I really love that. So we came as a couple. We haven't seen many other couples come through. I don't know how common it is for couples to go to ashram. Maybe it's super common. I have no idea. I've never been to another ashram. But we came in together, and each of us kind of looking for something different. I was really excited about non-dual Shaivism. That was really my calling to be here, was the philosophy, the tantric philosophy, and you really kind of, I had done my own kind of research of it prior to, but you came in kind of hot off the press from work and everything, and just landed and was like, wait, what's going on? How was that for you?
So fun. I was a little bit more along for the ride initially, and knew that I wanted space to deepen into spiritual practice, and that I would use the space for that. Like, I knew the framework was going to be here, so I'd done enough research to feel confident and comfortable and curious about learning the full system, and jumped in and gave it a shot, and I'm really glad I did. I really did fall in love with the theosophy, but yeah, being in a place and having the external structure and having the distance from the rest of my life to just deep dive was amazing, and to be able to do it together and talk together about the satsangs and talk about what kind of daily rituals we'd like to build from the tools that we're being handed here and from what we're learning, blended with our own interests and our own spiritual practices, has been really powerful, and being kind of accountability partners in the pieces that we wanted to be attending and what we want to be building together and how we want to integrate it into the rest of our life outside of ashram life. It's felt really good and really supportive.
I really enjoy that Whitney's casting seeds. Like, he's not saying this is the way, this is a way, and these are his understandings of this philosophy. These are the ways he's been taught and the pieces he's been moved to share. And I love that there's so much spaciousness to engage with it as it was meant to be engaged with, which is on a personal level. And so it's meant to be taken and crafted for your own needs based on the formatting that's given, or the principles, I would say. One of the quotes I've been really enjoying here is, it's not about the path. The path doesn't really matter. It's about staying with the principles. And he gives a really strong outline of the skeletal system of those principles. And then there's opportunity for, if you like implicit belief, if you just enjoy taking what somebody says and making it your own, there's that opportunity. But if you enjoy playing and crafting and cultivating a spiritual understanding that is truly bespoke to yourself, and that opportunity is here too. And you just need to take it. He's reminding you constantly, which is, I think, a beautiful way of sharing.
Yeah, I've found, I think I can speak for both of us, that engaging with all the offerings at the ashram as a toolkit or a toy box, and invitations and offerings, rather than a dictated path and a specific framework to be used exactly as it is, but rather hear all of these offerings, and they're offered very wonderfully generously, and how do you want to play with these? And so we've been doing a lot of our own reading about the system and other philosophies adjacent, and that has made the whole experience much richer. Yeah, to have that combination of personal study and the amazing diversity of offerings here.
What else we got? I pretty exclusively spend time in trans and genderqueer circles. I don't spend a lot of time with cis straight people for various reasons of my own. So that's been a beautiful challenge for me, to step outside of the dogma of one subculture and kind of peek into others. And I think if you have a strong sense of self-sovereignty and a willingness to be brave, then this space can really feel safe enough to show up and bring your full self. And I've really loved those opportunities. It's nice to, I don't know, come out of our bubbles that we're used to, and try something different.
Yeah.
When the container is held enough to bump around a little bit and get uncomfortable, and just like the asana series, practice being with that tension and relaxing into it, and seeing that you're held, because you can hold yourself. So not because it's somebody else's job to do so. And I love those spaces. So that's been really nice.
Maybe just the last piece I'll share for now is that I think both of our experience was made much more potent by really figuring out what we were each most excited about, and then driving for that, and really doing our own research and asking questions and taking a self-directed learning approach adjacent to the program as it's offered, rather than just waiting and receiving whatever comes, because the satsangs are totally directed by questions from students and the interests of the people that are present. And so it's like an amazingly tailored experience, actually, especially if you're here during a time when there are less people. So yeah, figuring out as we went what our what our individual focus was and what we wanted to learn and what we were curious about and what we wanted more information about, and then doing our own research on the side was like amazingly complementary.
Yeah, and so much of many of the philosophies coming out of Vedic traditions are centered on a moon cycle, and so for us it's kind of specific, but for us we set intentions based on each moon cycle as we were here over the last 4 months. So with each moon cycle we did a review of what we had learned, went through all of our notes, shared them with each other. What areas were we kind of like, this isn't quite, I'm not clicking with it, or this really sunk in and I want more. And then we would reset intentions for the next 4 weeks. And there's so much opportunity here at this amazing, beautiful beach to be with the moon on top of it, that was lovely. So, yeah, that ability to really craft what you want, and also have these incredible gemmed rails that the team offers for us to, play and see what turns we take, not knowing what's coming next. But
Is there anything else you would have wanted to know before you got here, or that you think other people would want to know before getting here?
I think not for me, because I came in just kind of knowing that I had no idea. So I came in really trying to lead with the beginner's mindset. But I would say I watched many people come who had preconceived ideas of what they were walking into or what they wanted to receive. Not craft, but receive, be given. And that looked hard. So if you want that ride, take it. Feel free to come in, with the like, this is gonna be XYZ way. You can take that ride, but
in particular, can I add to that?
Yeah.
In particular, 2 things I think we both saw a few times was people coming in kind of wanting a vacation, but also wanting the teaching certificate, and being really frustrated about the demands of the schedule, which is intense if you're doing a 5-week program. So that was a tension that seemed hard for people to navigate, and people coming in really wanting like neo-tantric erotic practices and not having read the website seemingly, and being really disappointed that we weren't talking about sexuality. So those 2 experiences looked disappointing for people.
I did, yeah. Maybe try something different or readjust what you're looking for if those are coming to you. So, and that being said, like there's, with other people here, like you can have the conversations around Neo-Tantra. Like there are a lot of people coming through who have different experiences in that, and a lot of people who don't. But it is dominantly cis and straight, so like there's a limitation inherently in those conversations more often than not. Has been my very limited experience. I've only been here 4 months. So, but if that's what you got, then you're gonna be in good company. So there's conversations to be had. Like people are curious and interested, but it's not within the offerings. So at this time. But yeah. That's I mean, a lot of folks did Panchakarma, is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Ayurveda. I would not recommend doing that, especially if you're doing a teacher training. Spare yourself, please. Holy whoa, it was so intense, their poor bodies. No, but just my random 2 cents is like, do that before you arrive or after, like just to give yourself the spaciousness, because that is intense on the body and the heart and all the things. Like, let that be its own thing, I suggest. So, or take the ride and throw it all in the pot at once. That's fun too, I guess. It didn't look very fun, but I didn't try it, so I don't know. So, yeah. It's so cool to be by the beach, and though there are a lot of tourists, there's a lot of locals to chat with, and getting down there, just taking morning walks. For a while, we were going down to the beach early in the morning before Aarti, and that was really nice. Just making sure we had time to like connect with the local cultures, go see the different temples. There's been a lot of beautiful opportunities to visit the temples during different festivals, because there's like a festival or 5 every other day, so that's cool. My heart's really full, having been here. We have to leave early, and I'm super bummed about it, so that sucks, and I look forward to returning. But I'm definitely walking away with a like full heart and belly, which is pretty incredible. That I will say that for me it's a tall order to receive that, and I just feel like we were offered such a buffet of opportunity in which to feast if we so chose.
The offerings have felt very wholehearted to me, as the phrase keeps coming up. Whitney and Toma and Sajesh and the core team is, to me, everything has felt very, very earnestly and genuinely offered from a really true desire to share the system and share the tools and invite people into this different way of seeing and being and knowing, and I think that's really beautiful, and I feel really grateful to have been able to be to benefit from it and be part of it.
And to practice doing it and seeing their modeling of it, you know, like practicing using our voice to ask for what we want, and using nonviolent communication to notice what stories we have that we are projecting onto others and try something different than our habituated ways. There's so much opportunity for that, which is beautiful. And there's opportunity to continue to play the way you've always played. You get to bring that in here.
An adventure.
And they are so gracious with that clunkiness from students and with themselves. They will model the clunkiness themselves, which I really fucking appreciate. But if you want to try something different than all the things you've ever done, then my experience has been that you can really do that here. For me, I grew up a sweet little Southern Baptist girl in the U.S. South, and was quite shy and quiet, and now I'm less shy and less quiet, and a man. So some things have changed since I was initially cultured into many of my ways of being. And I really loved getting the opportunity to be outside my chosen family and community in order to try something different, just as I'm walking through the world differently, finding spaces where you can put into practice the loving labor of shifting your worldview to make it more expansive and to allow for, I think, more sovereignty. I think it's a precious thing for somebody to create that kind of space, and if you want it, I think it can be found here. I found it here.